Hello to everybody watching, listening, and once more welcome back to some Mechabellum here, playing against Salt Monkey with Speed Specialist and Sledges. And honestly, my units kinda look like poop, but this seems to be the best of the pack with Supply Specialist at least. Stormcrawlers, Crawlers, all of these units are usable. Now Salt Monkey, I haven't played against him too often. He is a lot better than I am. He definitely has more skill in this game, I want to say. But I will always remember him because in the very first tournament that I participated in, I got absolutely slapped by him. I couldn't win a single round, he just obliterated me. I do drop some wasps here because with Supply Specialist, I actually like dropping some wasps if I'm up against a player that I'm pretty sure is playing aggro. But my opponent is actually guarding against that with some fangs. I'm not sure if that has been observed with me playing, or if that is just gut instinct, or maybe he wants that in his unit composition. I'm really not sure, but it's definitely a good choice into what I have. Now it will be not that long before these crawlers break through, but will it even matter? Because my tower is about to fall. And so much more quickly. I don't even have a lot of crawlers left. Yeah, I get completely swarmed here. I wish I had sledges instead of these stormcrawlers. Let's check after the next round how much these stormcrawlers actually accomplished in round number 1. Spoiler alert, it's probably not going to be much. Come on. Yeah, perfect. We have triple arc lights, fire badgers, saber-tooth, marksmen. Definitely some good units here. Triple arc lights will definitely help with my chaff problem. So I go for it. My opponent, maybe he smelled it, but he's going for marksmen. And mustangs. Now these wasps didn't really accomplish much. Let's check the stormcrawler. So a total of 3,325 damage here and, oh, actually top damage. 8,525 damage here. And the wasps almost competed with that, doing some 7,850. Actually pretty flat numbers. I do sell these stormcrawlers. They have done top damage, but they didn't actually do much for me. I put an arc light here in the flank, hoping to pull some chaff, and put crawlers here to hopefully get the tower. After all, my opponent is playing aggro, so the rules are out the window. Now it's very unfortunate that these arc lights that I bought are getting locked onto by the marksman immediately. That is highly unfortunate. However, I am definitely up on the tower here. And under the tower debuff with all of these slow units, it's my hope that the stormcrawlers can actually do something. I also have a lot of crawlers coming in from that side. The wasps are actually feasting upon the enemy here. My opponent will get that tower in time, but it definitely helped that I got the tower here. However, will it be enough? I don't think so. The combined force of tanks and of sledges and mustangs is enough to do that. I still have that arclight, which has survived. But there's a marksman, there are the sledges, there's a bunch of stuff moving in, so yeah, it doesn't even get to take all of the mustangs out. It can actually level. Supply Specialist, it's round 3, so I definitely think it's okay. My opponent goes for subsidized mustangs instead. I think I'm kind of deliberating on taking this or not taking it. Anyhow, these arc lights need to be protected. I did go for it. So now I have double Supply Specialist, and I'm getting 100 more supply each round than my opponent. He is now protecting with some sledges here. Honestly, sledges against an arc light flank with charged shot? Definitely not sure that is a good move. Definitely not sure that is a good move. I do put some fangs here, which should help. I sold something. I'm not entirely sure. Ah, yeah, the crawlers in the front. They are not going to go through once more. I do go for some additional arc lights to help. But I'm still having some issues with chaff because I definitely don't have a lot of chaff. I need to buy some more. I also still have 450 supply in the bank. So I do drop some additional chaff. And what else do I get? I get both my upgrades here. Which also means that a missile flank here would not actually work against this Arclight anymore. It would still survive. It does get to take, it does manage to take out 2 of the sledges and then gets destroyed. Now with my Arclight surviving at least a tiny bit longer and the Wasps actually still doing a distraction in the middle, I managed to pulverize this flank. Well, not entirely. There still is a lot left, but measured by how it was just before, that is actually a ton. The Arclights will get destroyed by this lone marksman, but the marksman will not survive much against these Stormcrawlers. And now it's a very, very, very slow fight. But it's only slow units against Stormcrawlers. The sledges aren't full health anymore, but under the tower debuff they are probably enough to finish this. Yeah, the Stormcrawler misses gloriously, but it still gets a hit off. And now something interesting happens. My opponent's units target the tower, which means I at least get some additional shots off, but I still don't manage to win the round, even though it was real close this time around. Enhancement module comes out. Advanced firepower control comes out. That is just a gift for Mustangs, honestly. My opponent is leveling these sledges. I'm using the redeployment. I'm putting the Arclight one further back. I think even that movement will cause it to warp in again, but I'm not sure. It doesn't have the warp in animation here, so maybe not. That is interesting. I didn't check for that. I add range to my Arclights and turn them into ranged carry Arclights. Hopefully soon to be carry Arclights. Some crawlers in the front will help this Arclight survive, and with range it's immediately in range of the tanks. My opponent still has a lot of supply, and I still have some supply. I do drop an additional pack of Stormcrawlers, because I noticed that my opponent has nothing in front of this tower. My opponent does go for a fortress, which is, I guess, his way to counter carry Arclights. Oh, the Stormcrawlers fire, and yeah, instant tower debuff. Which means that this carry Arclight, who didn't have to spawn in, that is important to note, is going ham. Same for these carry Arclights. This flank is officially done and dusted. This fortress is standing tall, but the Arclights are doing over 2000 damage per shot. And that means even 50,000 health against 3 Arclights with that amount of damage and a level 1 Arclight. I win this round so hard. The Stormcrawlers definitely did the majority of that. Like, they only dealt about 7,000 damage, but it was worth every little bit. That's what happens when you don't protect your tower. I guess I can actually put that down to the Arclight flank here, annoying my enemy continuously. He ends up going for some Phoenixes. And I'm still thinking I'm dropping the Sabertooth probably to sell, right? Yep. So this Arclight can actually level. It did, after all, eat a bunch of sledges. I think my opponent should sell these and invest into something that can actually win this flank. The Stormcrawlers here will stay, because I don't have another sale. So I can at least reposition them somewhere useful. Because, well, do you really think an opponent like Salt Monkey is going to leave that alone? Also, did he ever get any value out of subsidized Mustangs? I don't think so. I think that was kind of a misplay into these Arclights. Some of them are now starting to hit level 3. There is a missile here, but that Arclight can take 3 missiles and still survive. And it will distract all of these units here. The fortress will move in, but the fortress is moving at 9 meters per second, so even that will take a good amount of time. And there's some level 3 crawlers it has to go through. And I end up dropping some Scorpions to counter my opponent's fortresses. I really like going into Scorpions against fortresses, but maybe Melters are better. Maybe. It's just that Scorpions can deal with a lot more units than Melters can, so long as you're not up against giant spam. Just look at this Arclight go. It will, I guess, go down, because it didn't have the screen in front of it. and it did take about a third of its health as damage. Fortresses actually not going up against these crawlers well. The crawlers are absolutely shredding this. Unfortunately, I don't have any anti-air. In my entire army, I think I never really had any anti-air here. So I do actually get destroyed by my opponent's phoenixes, but I do get to take almost all of his units out. So I don't think it's that big of a loss. However, these are now probably level 2 and 3,